Hey now, my YouTube peeps. I received some really lovely Coyote mail from my friend Bonnie Diva and her daughter Katie Birch. They sent me a book of poetry. I love this, and a lovely card, but I want to show you this book. It's called Reflections on a Gift of Watermelon Pickle and Other Modern Verse. And it is has a number of different authors. This was a obsolete book that came from a high school where my friend where Bonnie used to teach, and she marked two of her favorite poems, and I wanted to read them to you. But before I do, I want to share the card that she sent. She makes the neatest cards. Every time she sends one, it's always got a really cool picture. I believe that's her mom. I'm not positive. But she makes these lovely cards, and then she has a really neat kind of Hallmark stamp that she uses on the back. And I'll just show you. I'll show you her picture and her daughter's picture. Aren't they darling? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read this to you. Interestingly, this is really interesting. Her handwriting is it's almost identical to the handwriting of a very dear friend of mine named Rachel, who I went to high school with her, and she became an English teacher, and she teaches advanced placement English and writing classes at a high school in El Cajon, California. And it's so interesting that my literary friend Bonnie would have handwriting so much like my literary friend Rachel. That's cool. So let me read this to you. I'm sure I can. Dear Cheryl, I thoroughly love your videos. Thank you for inspiring so many of us out there. Well, thank you for being inspiring. Here is a gift for you. It's my favorite book of poems, joyful and youthful, silly and sorrowful. Please enjoy. The best poem, my favorite, is the last one on page 142. Love, Bonnie Diva and Katie Birch. P.S. Keep this book. I rescued a whole set from a high school where I taught years ago. They were going to be thrown out. Sad face. So, that's precious. Thank you so much, Bonnie and Katie. So, I want to read this to you. So, this poem is called Reflections on a Gift of Watermelon Pickle, received from a friend called Felicity. During that summer, when unicorns were still possible, and when the purpose of knees was to be skinned, when shiny horse chestnuts, hollowed out, fitted with straws, and crammed with tobacco stolen from butts and family ashtrays, were stuffed in green lizard silence, when straddling thick branches far above and away from the softening effects of civilization. During that summer, which may never have been at all, but which had become more real than the one that was, watermelons ruled. Thick pink imperial slices, melting frigidly on sun-parched tongues, dribbling from chins, leaving the best part, the black bullet seeds, to be spit out in rapid fire, against the wall, against the wind, against each other. And when the ammunition was spent, there was always another bite. It was a summer of limitless bites, of hungers quickly felt and quickly forgotten, with the next careless gorging. The bites are fewer now. Each one is savored lingeringly, swallowed reluctantly. But in a jar put up by Felicity, the summer which maybe never was has been captured and preserved. And when we unscrew the lid and slice off a piece and let it linger on our tongue, unicorns become possible again. Isn't that great? I love that. And there's another one in here. That I think I'm going to read. I'm going to read it again before I want to really internalize that one the way I internalize this before I read it to you. Anyhow, this is a marvelous little book, and I'm going to enjoy, you know, exploring all that is within it. So, thank you so much. That was lovely. And just by the by, when I opened this package, I happened to be at my friend Margie's house, and her boyfriend Dave was there, and I adore these two. They're just wonderful. Larger than life, just amazing people. I opened it and I shared it with them, and Dave read those two poems to us aloud. We were sitting in their garden surrounded by all of their lush vegetation that they grow. They grow their own vegetables to eat, and it was just really, really neat. They live out in a valley, sort of. They're surrounded by mountains, and they have this big, huge sky view, and it's lovely. So it was really neat to experience that book first with other dear friends. So on that note, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys later.